The Moto E race is about to begin here in the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria. We are about to go for lights out. Literally, the red flag is at the front of the field. It's Matteo Ferrari from Cassidy and Granado, Garzo, Baldassare, Zalconi and Torres, Gutierrez, Riega, Spinelli from Hosakun, and then it's Andrea Mantovani, Finelli, Maria Herrera, Bonaldi, Furasso as well on the grid. Then we get Zanoni and Uchu at the back. Ready then for Moto E and race number 1 here at the Red Bull Ring. Green flag at the back. The lights will come on. All 5 on. Lights out. Pull the throttle back and we're racing up towards turn 1. It's a good start for Ferrari. Cassidy will drop into second position as they come up in towards the first corner. Heavy on the brakes. Up the inside as well comes Cassidy. Can't get ahead of Ferrari though. Eric Granado drops down to 4th position. Hector Garzo up into 3rd position as they come now down to the braking zone for the first of the 2A and 2B chicanes. Everyone's getting through safely as well. I think Zarcone is having a battle with Gutierrez. Yes, they are in the middle of the corner. Up into Remus and Cassidy's looking on the inside line. The rear slipping out for Ferrari as they go up now. Exit of Remus down towards Sochler's Gold. It's a good start though from everybody so far, and that was the key factor to make sure that we got a good getaway and a good launch down towards the first braking zone. Cassidy on the inside line of Ferrari though at Sochler's Gold. Dives through on the inside line. Ferrari's going to try and get the traction back as well as they come down towards Pirelli at turn number 6. It's an inside manoeuvre curve. If they can find that one done, hasn't got it so far. So, oh no! Cassidy's crashed! Cassidy's gone down on the inside line of Pirelli. Cassidy has crashed out at the lead of the race. He's punching the gravel. He's jumping up on his kneecaps, slamming back down. He is out at turn 6 on the opening of 7 laps here at the Red Bull Ring. Matteo Ferrari retakes the lead of the race then from Hector Garzo in second. Baldassare will move up into 3rd position, but a terrible start. And let's hope the bike hasn't continued on into the air fence and will need a stoppage to the race. So far we are green. Lap 2 is under commence now as the racing action continues on as they rise uphill. Still a little bit of a mess though. That was predictable. As they turn in, we stay green flag running, which is the best news. Ferrari leads, Garzo in second, Baldassare in 3rd, Granado 4th, Gutierrez 5th as we come into the 2B chicane. Ferrari leading by 9/10 of a second. Already had a better run through at the top that we were expecting it to be. Once again, down to the brakes, hook up the inside line and just keep that traction pinned foot to the floor as they come now down towards the braking zone. Now, watching as the 51 of Eric Granado has a move on the inside line. We've lost our timing graphic at the top of the screen. For Moto E, I don't think it's going to be a red flag situation just yet as they come into it. This is race 1 of 2 here this weekend. As a little bit of slide there from Nicola Spinelli and Andrea Mantovani trying to have a bit of a battle together as well as they try and hook back through on the inside line. Then we see Luca Baroldi as well, moving up into 14th ahead of Kevin Zanoni as well. So it's still a good race that's happening. They're still in the traction zones. These, so far, Michelin tyres are not being any sort of worry as we've got the all-weather tyre coming through here. Down into the braking zone then, the number 7 of Lorenzo Baldassare trying to have a look on the inside back of Granado. He's got Oscar Gutierrez just behind him. Lap 2 complete then, on to lap 3, 5 to go. And so far, it is so good for the racing action. Not a lot of problems that we were expecting. And that is the best news we've had all day as Mantovani moves to the inside line on Spinelli, up in towards the braking zone, and he gets ahead. No, he doesn't. That's a late move lunge at the front. And then we've got Zarconi getting ahead of Varga as well. So Varga's dropped back. Ferrari's leading. We've got Eric Granado, 1:38.752. He has the fastest up of the race so far. Stunning start so far here in Moto number E.
You can hear the Moto E bike thumping up the hill and the exit of the chicane.
Of course, Tibor Varga will get to ride at home next time out for the Hungarian. Has acquitted himself really well so far in his first season, and this is the best showing we've seen from him as he gets ready. There's Spinelli on the 29 ahead of Mantovani. As Oscar Gutierrez now attacks on Baldassare.
Yeah, Gutierrez returning back to the championship, a long layoff for injury, and the man who won the opening round of the season back straight onto form again for the 99 machine.
It was a horrible crash, wasn't it, in the chicane at Le Mans. He was hit in the back, and subsequent injuries have put him out of action, not just here, but in he rides also European Moto 2, that kind of thing. He's not a journeyman, I wouldn't say that by any stretch, but he's a quality rider.
Yeah, quality rider. He is the rider coach down there at Monlau. He will work with Casey O'Gorman as his rider coach throughout the Junior GP weekends, and races himself quite strongly in Spanish Superbikes. And in Moto E, he has been one of the form guys over the last 18 months.
To come over the line, as I'm looking at Granada getting very close to the back of Garzo as they move up in towards turn 1 at the Niki Lauda curve. 4 to go. We're halfway in the Moto E first race. Ferrari has done a 1:38.158, so has taken over at the top of the board so far. So far so good in many respects as well. It's not being as dramatic a change around as we thought it might be. They're all keeping it nicely and contained so far, which is what I like to see in this championship. Hard on the brakes again, down 1, 2, 3, then back on accelerator. So it's a constant, and Garzo's been given a track limits warning. So our man in P2 is under a bit of an issue warning. So has Varga and Bernaldi as well. So they're all now having issues with 4 to go as they come into turn 4. Such as goal, a little bit of a wide line there coming through. That is Varga going wide and allowing Zarconi back through on the inside line. So this is still not being 100%. Look at the championship. Mantovani, he's on 81 points as well. Zarcone is 10 back on 71. Jordi Torres, 21 back on 60. And then 23 back for Baltazari as well, who's moving into it as well. So running on 58 points on the board. Quick mental maths here this early in the morning is never the best idea, but I suppose it tends to work a bit better as the action continues on here. Ferrari leading by 1.144 seconds as we're in 3 laps to go as they rise back up into the braking zone now, just touching on the brakes. Mantovani in P9. Zarcone has been given a track limits warning now from race control. You can see on your monitors alongside us here in the commentary box as they'll continue to push and pull and poke and prod and see what they can get from these running orders. It is an exciting Moto E challenge, and sometimes so good, isn't it? As they dive onto the braking zones on the inside, there's the 61 of Zarcone getting back ahead, but Varga's got the traction, trying to retake the position. He's going to try and do the inside line. He's almost on the white line, down towards the braking zone for Socha's gone. He's got back ahead. So that has Varga gets ahead of Zarcone. Baltazari's moved up. He's now under attack with Oscar Gutierrez for 4th position. And still, Nicolas Spinelli in 8th, trying to look through on the inside line. Nothing going to be a traction there. Zarcone, though, with the track limits warning. One of 3 riders in the field, as you can see. Ferrari now pulling a 1.230, the first ever Moto E champion. It used to be the Moto E World Cup, now it's the Moto E World Championship event. As they'll hook up the inside line as well. So far, not so bad stuff here. Ferrari, though, still having the advantage by leading by 1.192 seconds. We're going to see Granada have a little bit of a go point. Try and pull that throttle back, and he's standing the bike up at the exit of Red Bull over the last corner, uphill towards turn 1. Ferrari 1:38.146, Granado 1:38.133, Gutierrez 1:38.016. So the times are coming down very quickly here, as that is Spinelli with another track limits warning as well. Down to the 2A and 2B chicane then. Ferrari still in a nice braking zone, hooks the bike up, and gap still 1.2 at the moment. This is the penultimate lap. It's a quick race here, doesn't take very long. It's one of our shortest tracks on the calendar, the Red Bull Ring, so it all sort of flows in nicely as they'll run back up. Gutierrez, 4 tenths behind Granado, is under pressure from Lorenzo Baltazari. Down into Suchless Goal, turn 4. Oh, a little bit of a rear snap there from Garzo. The Moto E bikes are not using the control electronics anti-slip device. That's just a MotoGP at the moment. So these electric bikes have full torque and they are heavy. The Ducati Gen 2 bikes, because of course Gen 1 was a different manufacturer. Ducati took over for their second generation of battery technology. Still holding it through. Granado's looking all over the back of Hector Garzo. Down into turn 9 at Jochen Rindt. He's thinking for a move on the inside line. Has to back out of it. Doesn't want to throw the bike through and then have to lift it up mid-corner. They are so heavy, these machines as well. Let's not forget, it's not so simple. Last lap, the call then. Matteo Ferrari leading. Hector Garzo is second. Eric Granado running in third position. Into the braking zone at turn number 1. Pulls back up. Granado looks for a move. Nope, can't find it. Garzo shut the door again. Down to the 2B chicane. Gutierrez running in fourth. So Moto2E, as per usual, just holding back the traction. Not changing all too much of things as we hook through and accelerate back up the hill. This is the last lap of the Moto2E Race 1 of the Austrian Grand Prix weekend. 14 laps in total across 2 races. Race 2 coming up later on at 3 o'clock British Summer Time. The world feed will be talking through that. That'll be live on JB Motorsports 2. Still got the traction. Still got the biting point. Ferrari's got this by a second now. Garzo just holding back. Granado in there too. They're not going to be in too much of a disadvantage, I feel. We thought they might be, but they're going to hold it together. Coming in soon to the last corner, and the last lap of this event will take place. There we go, the inside line. Granado's taken Garzo, but he's gone too wide. Garzo's coming back on the inside line and takes second position away. It's going to be a drag race to the line as Matteo Ferrari dominates race 1 and takes a checkered flag. It's second for Hector Garzo by 51 thousandths of a second to Eric Granado in third. Gutierrez fourth, Baldassarri in fifth, Varga in 6th, Zarcone 7th, Mantovani 8th, Spinelli 9th, Jordi Torres rounds out the top 10. Well, that was a stunning race once more. Every single second keeps getting quicker and quicker, and well done to Matteo Ferrari.
When he acknowledges his teammate, but yeah, good.
Now, I believe TNT are about to go to an ad break, which is all... Oh, and then Matteo Ferrari does a wheelie. Hey, that's always nice to see as well, coming through. Yes, and... yes, the ad break has now arrived. I thought it might. I'll pick up the microphone and start talking. Well, an interesting race, an interesting strategy as well, I think, to fly through. But not bad at all. Matteo Ferrari taking the checkered flag. The only time, and then Matteo Cassidy dropping it from the lead of the race. Sadly, not always the best situation to be in, 9 times out of 10. It's a different situation that we'll be experiencing later on down the line. But still, not a bad race whatsoever. Just having a look at the timing data as well. That's been on our monitors so far. Officially, the last point scorer is Rafael Frusco as well, who runs in 15th position. Maria Herrera has run out in 16th place, so won't be having too much of a change around. Thomas Onchu as well, running down in 17th. So again, missing out for him on the overall data score. But I'm not really too surprised about that one. We all sort of saw that one coming on the overall deltas. But we will be staying for the podium ceremony and the post-race interviews. They're coming up now shortly here. So you can stay with us for all of the action. As we'll hand back over to TNT. Matteo Ferrari, 5th Moto2E race winner of 2025 out of 5 different races. Now, You see, that's why Moto2 is so impressive this season. We've only had 5 races, and he's just been our 5th different winner again. It's just better and better and better. Okay, don't know what happened there. A little bit of a signal dropout. Okay, let's head back over then to our colleagues at TNT for all of the post-session interviews. It is a race victory for Matteo Ferrari as he comes back into the pit lane. Hector Garza in 2nd. 3rd, Federico Granado. 4th, Oscar Gutierrez. 5th, Lorenzo Baldassari. 6th for Varga as well. 7th, Zarcone. 8th, Mantovani. 9th, Spinelli. And Jordi Torres rounds out the top 10. I was kind of expecting them to be back out there on the track already, actually, at this point, but they're not, and that's surprising me. I thought we would see the difference already, but it's no point to show up at the moment. I wonder how long it takes to get back into the pit lane. They're here now, though. Okay, let's head back over and listen to our colleagues from TNT Sports with all the post-race reaction.
Welcome back to the Austrian Grand Prix. Had our first race action of the weekend with the Moto2 World Championship, and it feels like a bit of a turning back of the clock because Matteo Ferrari, the first ever Moto2 World Cup winner, has taken victory for the first time in 2 years. Alongside him, last year's champion, who's taken his first podium of the season. So Matteo Ferrari, the winner, Hector Garza, the reigning champ, in 2nd, and Brazilian Eric Granado in 3rd place on the podium for the first time in his season. He himself hasn't won since 2023, so good to see him getting back to some kind of form. It looks like Elliot York is down there at the Parc Fermé. Let's hear from the Brazilian Eric Granado, 3rd today.
Eric, a great battle there at the end with Hector. Just missed out on P2, but I'm sure you're really pleased with the podium.
Yes, I'm so happy, you know, like I said yesterday. It's been a very tough time for me, you know, the beginning of the season. Just me and the people that work with me knows what have been to me. So difficult, so I'm so happy to be here in the Parc Fermé after all of this and have this fight in the last lap was very good with Hector. I did my best, you know, being in the podium is amazing. First time of the season, I hope I can be here many times this year. So yes, thanks for my team, all the people working with me, my physio, my doctors, everyone, my family. And my girlfriend, you know, this is as for them. So thank you so much. And as always, I need to say in português, eu estou muito feliz de estar aqui de novo no Parc Fermé. Foram meses muito difíceis para mim depois de Le Mans, mas esse resultado é para minha equipe, para minha família, para minha noiva, para meu físico, para meus médicos, todo mundo que esteve trabalhando comigo. Esse é o começo da temporada para mim, então eu estou muito feliz. Obrigado. Beijão.
Great job.
Good to hear from Eric Granado. Had a podium every single year of Moto2 so far. Injuries have always beset him. He's had a horrible one in Le Mans, as he said earlier this year. Had a horrible one in World Superbike as well. You know, he's had them, hasn't he, Michael, over the years? And he's a seasoned campaigner. That's his 23rd Moto2 podium.
Yeah, he is one of the stalwarts of the Moto2 category, but been incredibly unfortunate. His fill-in rides in World Superbike just seemed to be injury after injury, and then likewise the Le Mans incident earlier this year. But good to see him back on the podium and back to his level.
Similarly, Hector Garza, the reigning champ, had his injury issues, but on the podium for the first time in 2025.
Hector, great job. It's been a tough start to your title defence campaign, but that must feel pretty good to be back on the podium and a great fight as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm happy. I expected a little bit more. I remember yesterday I have a little bit more of pace, but well, instead of that, I'm happy for sure. The comeback after the surgery and all the time suffering is beautiful to be back here. Yesterday I expected a little bit more also, but well, I'm happy for this, happy for the team, happy to make the first podium of the season. At the end, we are struggling a little bit with the front tire. We see many crashes, but well, I think we can manage it. It's always difficult, but I think the team and we did a really good job, and well, hope to get more like this.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Expected more. There is another chance later on this afternoon, Michael, for him to do it, but fought back, didn't he, when he was under attack from Eric Granado?
Yeah, first time he was headed for a number of laps, but immediately had the wherewithal back down the inside. Didn't drift too far wide. no risk of green paint indiscretions, but if he wants to get after Ferrari this afternoon, he's got to get out of the blocks fast.
I think Matteo Ferrari is going to take some beating as well this weekend, starting from pole position, not headed at a single point in the race. Let's hear from our race winner.
Matteo, pole position, race 1 victory, a perfect weekend so far. Talk us through that race. It looked comfortable. I'm sure it wasn't as comfortable, but you're looking good.
Yeah, it was a difficult race in the start because the feeling in the front in the first lap was not the best one compared yesterday, but the temperature is a little bit different today. So I maintained the calm. I saw Mattia that passed me in turn 4, but he arrived very fast in turn 6. You know, a good speed, but in the first lap was a little bit too much. After, I didn't see my pit board in the first 2 laps because there was a lot in the straight, so I didn't know my gap, but in the 3rd lap I see 1 second, so I said okay, I have to maintain this pace, comfortable pace. For sure for race 2 I know that Mattia will be there, so we have to work a little bit more with this temperature, but thanks to my team because they continue to believe in me every time, also to myself, to my family, because you know after a long period do a pole position and win a race is like incredible.
Great job, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Ciao.
Good interview, good to hear from Ferrari. Yeah, he was behind for what was it? 2 corners, if that.
Yeah,
really?
pretty much. If you call the kink at 5 proper turn, through the kink and into 6 as they changed direction. It was only momentary, but yeah, he controlled the race well.
Interesting to hear Hector Garzo saying he had a few, his bike didn't feel the same. Matteo saying the first lap there, his front tyre just struggling to come up to temperature. Just something to think about, because there's a possibility, of, we've talked about earlier, of rain later in the day, or maybe a drying track. Who knows what we're going to get later on.
The cloud cover that came over at the end of the MotoGP qualifying, it literally felt like the ambient temperature cooled about 10 degrees while we were stood out there, so perhaps the tyres just a little cooler on the opening laps, and it has been red hot so far this weekend, but yeah, the sun's peeking back through now, so I think temperatures will continue to increase throughout the day, and these guys will have another crack at it and understand a bit better what to expect.
So we're just waiting now for the podium ceremony. That was our Greg Haynes up there at the back of the podium. I know he's doing the circuit announcing this weekend. I'm pretty sure I saw his white flecked hair at the back of the rostrum. That was the disappointing moment for Mattia Casadei. Too much too soon, Matteo Ferrari suggested.
Yeah, you could see how much he was pushing in the opening lap. Both he and Ferrari had already got a decent amount of daylight between the chase pack, and it was a little bit too much on lap 1, and his Michelin front tyre just let go. And there is Greg Haynes. You can see on the top of shots, he ducks in behind the podium, the master of ceremonies.
So hopefully we're going to get them out on the podium. It's taking a little bit of time to get up there from Parc Fermé. Looks like a little bit of confusion going on as we wait for our podium finishers in the first of 2 Moto E races this year. This weekend, should I say. Nice to see changing personnel on that on the box this week, and all 3 on the podium for the first time this year. That means out of the 5 races we've had, 10 different riders have been on the podium.
Yeah, it has been a strange start to Moto E this season. A few anomalies in the mix, and good to see new names coming to the fore, like Tibor Varga, 6th place for him on the Snipers machine. So yeah, he's obviously finding his feet very well in the Moto E class.
Still Mantovani on top of the championship by 12 points from Zacconi, who's 10 clear of Torres. Then Baldassari, who was 5th across the line. He's 4th in the championship. Zanoni 5th, Casadei 6th, Spinelli 7th, and now Matteo Ferrari is up to 8th place after that win. Eric Granado into 11th, Hector Garzo into 10th. So our podium finishes further down the order, but there's a long way to go in this championship. Still another 9 races remaining, and it can all change. It's so tight. Matteo Ferrari gets down on his knees to kiss the top step of the podium. Eric Granado celebrates with a trophy. That will feel good on the comeback, on the injury, from the injury trail. I like how they get a lot of people involved in the Ducati Moto-E project to hand over the trophies. Hector Garza collects his first silverware of the season, but our race winner then in race 5, first race of our weekend at the Austrian Grand Prix, Matteo Ferrari, and he can celebrate now with a rousing rendition of the Italian national anthem.
What a wonderful event, and now it's champagne time. Well, we will be back later on for all of the action from the Tissot Sprint here, and Moto-E's second race will be live on JB Motorsports 2. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.